What is happening with Mercedes? Their disheartening outing in the Bahrain Grand Prix has opened the floodgates to internal problems for the Silver Arrows. After unflattering comments from Lewis Hamilton and Toto Wolff made its way to the public, everybody has been asking, who is to blame for their troubles? Let's talk about it. Former world champion Damon Hill says that Lewis Hamilton is giving mixed messages to Mercedes following the events of the team's underwhelming start to the 2023 season. Last season was Hamilton's first time going through a full season without a win since the start of his F1 career, and this season, he was hoping to return to form in his hunt for a historic 8th world championship. But with the W14 car miles behind the dominant RB19 from Red Bull in the Bahrain Grand Prix, it's looking to be another disappointing season for the Silver Arrows, this time with Hamilton's future hanging in the balance. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff confessed to his errors in the development of this year's car after Hamilton pointed fingers at their technical engineers, claiming that they did not listen to his advice regarding the W14. On the F1 Nation podcast, Damon Hill explained that Hamilton airing out their dirty laundry to the public was out of line with his words of encouragement to the team over the radio after the secure race. He said, "After the race, he got on the radio and said, 'We've got work to do, guys. I'm right behind you, 100% supportive.' And then, there was this line that he came out to say, 'I did warn them. I told them that I didn't like the car.' You can't criticize and also be 100% supportive. It's obviously constructive criticism, but he's disappointed. He knows what's ahead." A technical expert observed that F1's cost cap and weighted aerodynamic research rules are a hindrance to Mercedes' desire to evolve their car in order to have a fighting chance this season. Hill is worried that because of these regulations, the Silver Arrows will not be able to salvage the W14, even if they knew where the root problem was. With the cost cap, what is the possibility and what are the limitations? Even if they've got the people there now at Mercedes who know what the answer is, how can they produce a new car? Is it a new car? Is it a completely redesigned car? There's something they've not done. The car looks different to everyone else, so people are saying, well, that must be the reason. It looks different. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's something else. I think in this day and age now, we were all aware that when you work for an organization, and this has cropped up in the past with regard to Red Bull as well, sometimes the people who work for the teams now get abused on social media, because in some rather naive or misguided people's minds, they are responsible for Lewis Hamilton or whoever their favorite driver is not getting the car he wants. So it's a blessing and a curse in a way, having this driver as good and as famous as Lewis Hamilton in your team. People are loyal to him, and they're not necessarily loyal to the team he's driving for. They just want the team to provide him with the fast car. So I can imagine there's been a lot of stress back in the factory because of that. Hill's F1 Nation co-host Tom Clarkson feels that Mercedes is going through a changing of the guard as George Russell has time on his side, patiently waiting for the team to evolve around him. Clarkson said, "These performance levels are uncharted territory for Mercedes, let's not forget that. Last year we thought, or they thought, I'm sure, was a blip. Oh, we'll get back to winning ways regularly in 2023. And that's looking difficult, isn't it? So they're having to manage expectations from fans. I think there's probably a lot of internal management as well. The team, I feel, is in a state of flux. And while George can grow with the new look Mercedes somewhat, for Lewis, you can see it's a stress because he's running out of time to get that 8th championship." Eddie Jordan has recently criticized Toto Wolff for his unsavory remarks about the design of the W14. The way Mercedes started F1 2023 proved that Wolff made a mistake in choosing to go on with their zero side pod concept. Wolff wanted radical changes after Lewis Hamilton ended the race in 5th place and over 50 seconds behind the pack leader Max Verstappen. The Austrian called the Bahrain GP as one of his worst days in racing, but Wolff's public comments have not impressed Jordan, who went on to say this in the Formula for Success podcast. "He's the CEO. He's the boss. The buck stops with him. This is happening under his watch. To blame or criticize anybody in his design team is actually disingenuous. It's really crass. I hate to hear that, because he must be a man. Stand up and take it on the chin and say, my team, my people. We have failed to get the job successfully done at this moment. However, there are times ahead that we're looking forward to, and we will be there much stronger than we were in 2022. I think that Toto is strong enough, big enough, and man enough to front this up and actually sort it out. F1 technical expert Craig Scarborough cautioned that Hamilton and Wolff's heated comments may eventually lead to a civil war within the team. He says that their remarks are deflecting the blame on them and is targeting Mercedes engineers. On Peter Winsor's YouTube channel, he said, "Mercedes have got a really tricky choice now because they already have a development program in hand. So we know that there's a new floor coming for the next race. We don't know how big a step that is, but if you were to change anything on the car, the floor would be the thing that you would change first. We know there is this much talked about Imola upgrade. This came to light pre-season during testing, and they said, yes, we've got a big update coming, which is not unusual for Mercedes, and it didn't sound like it was a reaction to any problems they were having with the car, and they were talking again about the side pods and some of the car concept changing ever so slightly, so we've got that in the pipeline already, and now you've got Toto and Lewis saying that we're going to develop a completely new concept for this car to make it win races. You do wonder how much these kinds of snappy comments in the press are related to what the engineers are doing. Everyone back at Brackley trying to decide what to do to get this car to be competitive, and you have to guess, given their success over the past decade, that they know how to do that. So there's almost like a civil war going on at Mercedes. But despite the turmoil, good things may be coming to Mercedes. When Hamilton was asked about rumors of him not signing a new contract if their car continues to underperform, he said, "It's ultimately people creating rumors without facts. It's never helpful. I've been with Mercedes since I was 13. Having the difficult year we had last year, I'm still here, and whether or not we have a difficult year this year, I'll still be here. I'm a fighter, and we fight as a team. I love the challenge of finding solutions, and I still believe I'm able to put the car in places that perhaps others are not able to, and I love that challenge. Of course, I wish that we'd start the season with a great car, but it's the journey that really counts." He then gave an update on how their contract discussions are going after their initial sit-down regarding the matter. "There is no holdup with our contract. I've always been very, very relaxed. I don't feel like I have to get it done right this second. I'm in a very fortunate position. It will get done when we're ready. I have a great relationship with Toto and Mercedes, and we fully support each other. I'm really excited for the future together, and I'm really proud of the work that we're doing on and off the track." Hamilton even managed to quip at the end, saying, "We'll get there, unless some catastrophic thing happens with me and Toto, like we get into the ring. So what do you think? Is Mercedes on its way to tear themselves apart from the inside, or will they find their groove and go back to their winning ways? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the latest F1 news.